Hey, what's cracking, fam? So, Conor McGregor does his whatever you want to call it when it's in his UFC return. What else we got today? We're gonna talking about the WNBA and Kendrick Lamar. Also, oddly enough, him and the Drake thing is gonna come up just a little bit, and interesting stuff to talk about there. So, yeah, we're gonna have a little fun today. Before we do, log on to daddyflirt.com. Support the work. We build a station that bangs as hard as anything else. Listener powered, but it's good for you too. All right. The music is supposed to serve you, not the other way around. So we over there rocking and banging and doing our thing. So yeah, let's get it. All right. So let's get cracking. First up with Conor McGregor. Yeah, let's get into this Conor McGregor thing. UFC Enjoyer says he busted his knee all by himself in the first second of the fight for trying to play dirty by throwing a kick instead of touching gloves with a stand-up guy like Max Holloway. Conor is little more than Hezbollah at this point. Okay. But yeah, he blew his leg out in the first kick and was not able to recover. Check it out. So yeah, he threw his leg out in the first couple of seconds and couldn't fight, and people are going hard on him from what I could tell. A million views on this shitty tweet. I'm dying laughing. I refuse to believe that Conor McGregor's multiple repeat rapist ass gets this much traction. This is the work of the guy who begged to go to Epstein's island and they wouldn't let him because he's too much of a dumbass, says Elon Musk, apparently. Okay, I don't know anything about that. That's the first I'm hearing about that. All right. See, look, I stepped on a Lego. No, I mean that shit, Yeah, he did hurt himself. I'll give him that. Hezbollah has more integrity and honor than Conor McGregor. Of course, I want to apologize for Hasby for what I said. He doesn't deserve to be compared to that serial. Okay. Yeah, so UFC enjoyer here does not necessarily enjoy Conor McGregor. I'm not all into it that much to know anything about these people, but I don't make no judgments one way or the other. But TJ Dillashaw says when Conor McGregor fights, everyone makes money, and he is absolutely right.
Everyone makes more money when McGregor fights. The fighters have viewing parties. The media has got all this shit going on. Like he fights, everyone makes more money. You know,
and we
everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not wrong. Conor McGregor has the name. HTCC here says must be okay to overlook what a piece of shit he is as long as you're making blood money. See, again, I don't know nothing about Conor. Wasn't he just running for the last I heard about Conor, he was running for I don't know what you call it where he lives in Ireland. He was running for something and being down with the people and stuff. And the last I heard about him was good press, but again, I don't know nothing. Not anymore. Those days are over now. Now he'll be 38 and coming off another highly disappointing injury loss. If I'm not mistaken, he ain't fought in like 10 years, right? And so many people lost money on him. I promise you, Dana White and UFC aren't going all out for him anymore. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, an injury is an injury. I don't understand what the thing is. McGregor makes money, makes everyone money. Pity he forgot the fight part of the deal. Again, what do you guys want him to do? I mean, like he hurt himself. I don't quite get it. Maybe y'all can let me know in the comments. But his first message after losing his fight to Holloway.
8 years of age.
Yes.
Happy birthday to the mic.
Happy birthday.
We'll be back.
And it matches your outfit, you.
We'll be back. Come on. Come on.
28.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We'll be back. Let's go. Let's go. I know.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? You take the L, right? He says he'll be back. Never was a fan of the sport, but this image kept repeating on my mind. Whenever someone mentions him, makes me wince every time. Hope he just starts a business or something else. Yeah, this photo. Oof. Yeah, you're not supposed to. That's not supposed to happen. I mean, what are you gonna say? Like, he hurt himself. Like, what? I don't quite get it. Look at this one. They are clowning him for some reason. That's funny. But yeah, hey, oof. That's happening. He's not having a good time of it. It doesn't look like. I don't know if that's the majority opinion or not, but look, Farm Girl Carrie here says Sophie spent more time in the ring with Max Holloway than Conor McGregor did. That's funny. I bet Max said she smells so good. Still, with McGregor, there will always be someone better in certain aspects of life. It's just how it is. Sophie broke that barrier down in more ways than one. If you know, you know. She's a national treasure, along with Caitlyn. I think that they are just basketball players. It's not that serious, but that's me. Yeah, that's funny saying that she spent more time in the ring with Holloway than McGregor did. But her being in the ring, I guess, was a thing. I think she just probably showed up and Dana was like, yeah, cool, you could do what you want to do it. And he was like, yeah, go ahead, knock yourself out. Dana White, I love Sophie Cunningham and we've created a relationship. She was here tonight. And when she walked in and goes, oh, I want to walk around that. I said, then you're going to walk around that. Yeah, I imagine it was something like super simple. And people, take meaning where sometimes they see meaning in stuff that it's just, super simple.
When did you hire Sophie Cunningham as a ring card girl?
Why did I do it?
When did you hire her?
About 8 minutes before she did it. I love Sophie Cunningham. We've created a relationship, and she was here tonight. And when she walked in, she goes, oh, I want to walk around that. I said, then you're going to walk around it. Yeah.
Dana,
She's
all
fun.
the way.
When did you hire Sophie
Yeah,
Cunningham
it's
as a
really
ring?
cute. She don't got the body for a ring girl, but it was a really cute thing to happen, I think. LOL, that's awesome. I'm happy for her. Yeah, I'm not tripping. She's living the life Angel Reese can only dream about in her bricklaying sessions on the court. I did see some Angel Reese highlights that were like, ooh, okay. Look, I don't follow the WNBA, but I have seen a couple of those. Was great seeing her enjoy the event and glad you gave her that opportunity. She is talented and capable of success in many aspects of the sports industry. I think she's limiting her potential in the WNBA. If she loves playing b-ball, that is great, and she excels at it. However, her ceiling is likely greater in other aspects of the industry. And you got 16 likes on that, but I have no idea what you mean. What, she's supposed to switch to baseball like Michael Jordan? Was she supposed to be a model or something? I'm not sure what exactly. I'm not saying she can't do nothing else. I'm just saying, like, what are you suggesting? Like she's at her peak in basketball right now. Why would you? Like, why would you stop doing something when you're at your peak? You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, so yeah, that was a moment. But since we're on the WNBA, a lot was going on about what they call a punch in the throat to Caitlin Clark. I don't know if I really call it a punch in the throat like that, but you know, we'll watch this and then I'll get back to you.
Caitlin Clark took a fist to the throat on national television, and everybody who responded about it basically said the league would be better off without her. No foul was called live for the act itself, and the ref said that they completely missed it, which I get. Refs miss things all the time, and the league did go back and upgrade it, and Alyssa Thomas did get suspended. So that's fine, that part actually worked out in Caitlin Clark's favor, as it should have. But a reporter asked the Players Union a yes or no question point blank: are you allowed to punch people in the throat? And they said that they declined to comment. That should be the easiest yes answer of all time. You can't punch people in the throat for anything, let alone in a basketball game. And while that question was being completely unanswered, everybody from the Dan Patrick Show was trying to get in contact with the WNBA to ask them the same question, and they just wouldn't pick up the phone, which is just them cowering in the corner because they don't know how to answer this question, which is fine. But then you have Emmanuel Acho, which this man says some stupid things all the time. This may be one of the dumbest. He goes on TV and says that the WNBA would be better off without Caitlin Clark and that she wouldn't be missed. I don't know what this guy's on about. The one person who has kept this league alive wouldn't be missed. Yeah, you're right, Emmanuel. I mean, what is this guy talking about? And the cherry on top of all of this is the league's 30th year anniversary poster, where Caitlin Clark, who is keeping the league afloat, wasn't anywhere on it, but Paige Beckers and Angel Reese were. Now, I understand that it's a Nike thing. They have the exclusive image rights to Caitlin Clark. You don't think the WNBA could have picked up the phone and said to Nike, hey, we're making this poster. Can we put her on it? I don't think Nike would have cared. But instead, they just completely ignored what they should have done, and now it's a big story. And all of the receipts are right there as to why she is good for the league. The league for 16 years didn't have a million-person audience. When she joins, the ratings skyrocket. And then she gets hurt last year, and what happens? The ratings cut in half. So you're telling me that she's not good for the league and she wouldn't be missed. I'm not saying she needs preferential treatment. You don't need to go SGA and call foul for everything. But I'm saying that you should protect your biggest stars. I mean, you won't even say that a punch to the throat is illegal. What? But you will go on national television and say that the league would be better off without her. The WNBA wants to fold, I guess.
Okay, so I find that he mischaracterized a couple things. It was not a punch in the throat. They were all falling down. She fell on top of her with a fist. I saw her open her fist and get up off of Caitlyn. It wasn't like she was down there punching the chick in the throat. That's the first thing. Second thing is, yeah, you don't. Okay, so she is definitely okay. How the other guy was just saying that Conor McGregor, when he fights, everybody makes more money. Same thing. When she plays, everybody makes more money. So everybody really needs to respect that. But the reason that was, okay, you know what? She is sort of trying to, okay. I don't want to say she is. Okay. She's sort of being portrayed as a victim. And I don't know if that's just, the female version of it or whatever, but I'm reminded of, other white boys that played in the NBA, John Stockton, what's his name? Danny Ainge, and of course, Larry Bird. And the thing about it is these dudes were tough. These men, like they were tough. And okay, you know that you are the star and everybody's gunning for you, right? So you got to kind of grow a pair, for lack of a better way to say it. You've got to toughen up and you got to buck back. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them know this is what it is. You can't back down. It's not about protecting your star or the highest money maker in the league necessarily. I think the reason that people shouldn't be running, you know what? Here, look, you know what? Let me show you one of my favorite. Let's take it back to the Larry Bird era and let's see how Larry Bird handled these sorts of things so y'all can see where I'm coming from. All right. Because Larry Bird did not play. All right. And I think Caitlin Clark needs a little more Larry Bird. And I think that's why people like Sophie Cunningham so much, because they see a little more Larry Bird in her. All right, Larry, take it away.
First three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. Then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
I always tell this story about Larry Bird. I ask him, I said, Larry, what's going on with you? He says, you guys are being disrespectful to me. And I says, what are you talking about? He says, you guys are putting a white guy on me.
Go to shake his hand, and Larry put both hands behind his back. He wouldn't shake my hand. In the first play of the game, he said, you don't even belong in this league, Holmes. And he shoots a three. Now, I wasn't mad that he made the three. But I said, did this some bitch just called me home?
Shit, like we talk or
Let me
like.
tell y'all something. Bird used to tell me, look here, man. I'm gonna go shoot this motherfucker jumper in your face right there in that corner. And it's gonna be your Christmas present. I'm gonna wrap it up and bust your head open.
I saw Larry take an F in an English class because he had to get up in front of his peers and give a speech. So I won't do it.
Give me the ball and tell all the rest of the guys to get out of the way. I said, shut up, Larry. I'm the coach here.
Every shot was going in. Right? It runs by Frank Layden, who's the funniest guy in the league. And Frank is coaching, and Larry says to him, hey, Frank, don't you have anybody on that bench who can guard me? He goes, so nobody out here can. Frank looked down at the bench and goes, no.
You on me? I said, yeah, I got size on you right now. I've been watching every movie. He goes, y'all not double teaming? And he's looking around. He goes, yo. I go, nah, it's just me, fella. He goes, mouse in the house.
I really hated to guard Larry Bird. He was not a nice guy. And he came back out and hit about 10 in a row on me. And the last one was left-handed. And he asked me if my mother was watching.
I'd much rather guard Michael Jordan than Larry Bird because you have to play the game as a thinker when you're playing him.
For young guys that don't know him, you know, they think of Larry Bird as a jump shooter. But he was so much more than that. He was a passer. He averaged double-digit rebounds. He defended, he took charges. And, you know, he's a straight-up complete basketball player.
If you put all of us in a room, you know, Magic, Jordan, myself, and Bird probably be the guy who walks out of the room at the end of the day.
The money. Yo! Larry Bird at the buzzer.
He ain't took off his top yet.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't see when he took off his top.
I didn't want any, you know, like I call it love fest, hugging and slapping high fives with opponent. You're there for a reason. You're there to win a game.
Yeah, man. It was fun to watch this dude play. Also, it was like a really good time watching him play and watching the Celtics versus the Lakers during that period. Those were great games, and this dude was tough. Like it wouldn't matter. If you'd have punched him in the throat, he would have came back and knocked down like 10 threes on you. You know what I'm saying? He was that kind of player. And I think Caitlin Clark needs a little bit more of that. She'll sell more jerseys. She'll put even more butts in the seats. Just resolve yourself. Yes, girl, they're coming at you. That's what they do. That's what they do, right? So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Let's move along. Why didn't Kendrick do any music videos for the songs on GNX that featured LA rappers?
Another great point. He didn't do any videos to any of the songs with LA
That's
rappers.
so sad.
Any of the songs with new LA rappers, he did no video for. Dodger Blue, Hey Now, Peekaboo with
Because I wish
Chai.
that would have been a look for them.
He didn't give them no looks.
And they could have got like YouTube fans at least off of that. Oh my, that's diabolical.
Welcome to the dark side to him.
That look, y'all know do not be getting engaged in the mess, but that's fucked up.
The math is adding up.
The math it's not math, and that's the goddamn problem. The Excel spreadsheet at the end is.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I think it's weird that Kendrick didn't do any videos with the LA rappers on GNX.
And especially because of how plain this whole thing was, like the rollout, the black. He could have did cheap videos and just put them out.
It would have been. Well, one, the album made like $20-30 million. We already asked ChatGPT.
Yeah.
It sold almost 3 million copies worldwide, so he would have made his money back from the videos. But two, it would have been a great opportunity and look for these artists. It would have carried the record, and maybe we wouldn't have people like Stet in Texas talking about there's no replay value. We're not listening to it.
Yeah, and maybe niggas like Dodie Six would have been able to get another rent check out the situation.
Yeah, maybe the.
Okay, so I mean, I heard enough of that. I mean, they're gonna go on for that for a little bit more, but I just wanted to say, like, since when is Kendrick, like, why are they trying to MC Hammer that motherfucker, right? Why is he supposed to be putting like, random people, not random, but up and coming rappers, potential competition into his, why are they charging him with doing that? What does that matter? I think that that's like just a really bad take. I think that he is not responsible for anybody else. Putting them on was putting them on. And, it's just weird hearing people say stuff like this. Like, he has no responsibility to them. What are they kind of saying in the comics? Giving them a feature was more than enough. He overcompensated, especially if they didn't have to pay for the feature. this is what I'm saying. You know, yeah. He didn't give them a feature. They were featured on his album. He made money off of them. Oh, please. They all made money that more money than they were even trying to make. And whoever held on to their publishing made even more money. So, you know, how many of them have dropped projects since then? We not putting no responsibility on the artists themselves. I've been blaming the artists and held them responsible. Now I'm pointing out some things Kendrick could have done differently to help the West Coast come back and further empower artists. No one is above reproach and critique. Yeah, that's true, but Kendrick is in no way responsible for putting these people on. I'm just saying, he's just not. So that's that. But this Kendrick thing actually has a different wrinkle when when you look at it through a different lens. Now, this is something that I hadn't actually even quite considered, and I'm not sure if you had either. But homeboy here, what's his name, Mr. Break It Down, makes a very good point. Check this out.
Kendrick Lamar is an industry plant who failed his mission. I got receipts, so follow along. Now, in October 2023, J. Cole and Drake collabed on a song called First Person Shooter. And on this song, they both say that they, as well as Kendrick, are the top of the rap game. That was a compliment. It was nothing but love from Drake and J. Cole for their peer Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar responded 5 months later on a record called Like That, where he said, "Fuck you two, I'm the GOAT," which is a very weird, egotistical way to respond to a compliment, but I digress. The rap battle really is just a circus of it all. Here's the real story that's underneath. So later on in the month after Drake and J. Cole dropped the First Person Shooter, Drake signed a petition calling for a ceasefire in Gaza. For those that don't know, Drake is half Jewish and half black, and he is the biggest artist in the world. And here's his name right here on a ceasefire condemning what Israel is doing in their genocide. I'll say that again. The biggest artist in the world, Drake, is Jewish, and he publicly stood with Palestine, calling for a ceasefire. Write that down because this timeline really matters. Now, let's go back to 1993. Michael Jackson writes a song called Palestine, Don't Cry. You never heard of it because Sony blocked it from coming out. Here it is. It's actually a manuscript, his own handwriting. Sony reportedly refused to release it. Powerful industry figures allegedly blocked it from ever being seen. Now, 2 months after Michael Jackson wrote these songs, the first child abuse allegation against Michael Jackson came up. 2 months. I'm not asking you to believe in coincidences. I'm asking you to recognize a pattern. Power doesn't reinvent itself. It does the same place over and over. And if you pay attention to my content when I talk about geopolitical issues, it's the same thing. The colonizer, the imperialists do the same things that were happening in the 60s is still happening now. It just gets repeated. Rent, repeat, if you will. Different players, same script.
Yeah. Civil rights in the 60s, Black Lives Matter today, right? They repeat the same playlist.
Jackson publicly aligned with Palestine. Then he was hit with a bunch of accusations, while the whole time he was innocent. Drake publicly aligned with Palestine, and months later, his own label's artist calls him a certified predator in front of 500 million people. Nothing proven, nothing charged.
Well, now those are interesting coincidences. Now, here's the thing. I don't know how far Michael Jackson was into the production of that song, if he just wrote lyrics, if it was just an idea, if it was something that he had already recorded and was set to release. I don't know any of that for certain. Right now, all I've seen is his scribblings on what looks like a little piece of paper or a napkin or something like that. But we do know where his head was at. Interestingly enough, it's just making me think of the Charlie Kirk thing. But we're not going to get into that. But yeah, they were saying that he was, going against Israel in the last days too. And then here's Drake coming up with the siding with Palestine and wanting a ceasefire. So these are definitely interesting, happenings. I don't know if you want to call them coincidences or whatever like that. Just the idea that he got called a predator in front of 500 million people. I mean, that's cray, right? That shit cray. So yeah, do with that what you will. Toss it in there, right? Okay. So woke Holly. Oh no, we're not starting with that. We're starting with this one. A lot of words to say I'm mentally ill. Let's talk about Ellen Page being cast in the Odyssey as the one of the greatest fighters of all time.
In terms of looking at nature as if it's some sort of cis heteropatriarchal structure is absurd, and that this gender binary that we've created is nothing but a quaint little myth. And I think her work and this documentary really shows that what we have been taught in school in regards to these structures, men being superior, women being inferior, submissive or what have you, it being this, yes, heterosexual existence is just completely false. And I think what's so wonderful about this documentary is it really illustrates, why that information has been so suppressed. And how important it is for us to all learn about this, and how it's only expansive and exciting, all of this information.
Okay, so she clearly believes this, but I'm sitting here looking at her, and I mean, I still see like a little girl, you know what I'm saying, just with short hair. I don't. Men don't talk about shit like this. Men don't give a shit about shit like this unless, okay. Adult heterosexual men don't give a shit about stuff like this. This would never be anything that we think about. And why should we? You know what I'm saying? So that she's thinking about it puts her outside already of what a normal heterosexual man would think about. She's already, distanced herself from it.
Want to go to the golden?
That was a lot of buzzwords to say I am mentally ill. To say I'm a woman struggling with mental illness and struggling with my identity, and I don't know who I am, and I bought into a lie that has affirmed my delusions. And you know how I know it's a lie? Because no woman has successfully become a man, and no man has successfully become a woman. It is medically impossible. Therefore, it is a lie. And I don't even say this to hate on her. I have so much empathy for her. I see this clip. I see the clips of her going viral. I genuinely feel sad for her. And she has openly discussed her abuse. She's talked about being groomed by an unnamed director as a minor. She's talked about sexual assaults by crew members, harassment by a famous unnamed actor, and has been sexualized as a child. It's very sad and it's very wrong, but you do not fix sad and wrong with more sad and wrong. And the erosion, the complete total erosion of gender, which is what she's calling for, is very dangerous. It has long-term societal consequences, and we should not be allowing for this normalization of it. It's wrong. It's a lie, because there's never, ever, ever been a successful transition. Never.
Okay, so the talking points and propaganda aside,
and
I bought into a lie that has affirmed my delusions. And you know how I know it's a lie? Because no woman has successfully become a man, and no man
okay,
has successfully
we got
become
that.
a woman. It is medically impossible. Therefore, it is a lie. And I don't even say this to hate on her. I have so much empathy for her. Unnamed director as a minor.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show her. I remember now because she was talking about the abuse that Eliot had suffered when she was a minor. And I think that is important. That goes towards whatever is going on in her head that makes her want to present like a dude. Looney Tunes, make asylums great again. I don't think it's funny. Personally, I don't think it's funny. I think that she really believes that she could be a man. And the crazy part about it is, I mean, a man will bust you upside your head, and she don't have that in her because she's not a man. Real adult heterosexual men are fucking dangerous. Like you can't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, like real adult heterosexual men, like they're not to be trifled with. They are dangerous creatures. You know what I'm saying? And nothing about this is dangerous. It's like it's why you can, you know, nothing about that is dangerous. I'm gonna be like I'm not interested in necessarily going to see the movie, but when I see clips of her as Achilles, because she's like 5 feet, right? She's like a tiny little thing, if I'm not mistaken. Rigo Starr, it's funny because Link Lauren and Rigo Starr are both these gay dudes, and I'm not gay or anything, but they give the best takes on some of this stuff that I've seen anybody give. And check him out.
You might not like the truth, but I would never tell a lie. In the trans community, there isn't a shortage of delusional men or delusional women like Ellen Page.
Healthy masculinity to me is, or even just something I've felt as transitioning is like leaning away from whenever there is some sort of impulse or expectation you've put on yourself to like shut down or conform in a way that usually feels like this, like I am closing off. I remember kind of being like, oh, Eliot, maybe you should, talk with your hands a little less, or, maybe in pictures, because ever since transitioning, now I'm like, Johnny, I am smiling in those photos, whereas I used to be so, I could barely look at a photo of myself. I was always like, and now, and I'll be say dude's like, hey, are you Victor from Umbrella Academy? And we're doing a photo together. He's very, I'm great. Yeah. And like having that moment where I'm like, oh, should I also not? Like, should I also be closed off? It's just like, what the fuck, Eliot? What are you talking about? Like, oh, honey, you're the part of the problem.
Yes, Ellen, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, see, the etiquette for how men smile in photographs is something that men understand. It's not something that we got to think about. I'm not gonna get in the photograph with a bunch of, I'm not gonna photograph myself smiling in certain situations. You know what I'm saying? And how big the smile is too. So yeah, this whole thing is weird. That Christopher Nolan cast her is weird. That this whole thing is going forward to me is just weird.
Homegirl, first of all, you having to tell us how much you smile now is
okay. Also, oddly enough, Rigo, as a gay man, is more qualified to speak about man shit than Ellen as somebody who has transitioned. Eliot, whatever you want to call them, right? He's more qualified to speak on a man. However, I still do not think that neither one of these are pictures of straight heterosexual men, normal heterosexual men that we want raising normal heterosexual children. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying.
bullshit, because we all see the regret etched in your lesbian face. The woke Hollywood crowd absolutely fucked up this woman's head. And here she is trying to convince us of how much she smiles now that she's playing the character of Eliot. Because that's what she's doing. Homegirl, you will never be a man. You will never know anything about masculinity. And the same thing goes for these men. And then they want us to look at them like they're normal. And they get mad at us and call us transphobic when we tell them the truth. You are one sick woman. It is so sad to see. You are Ellen Page playing the part of Eliot Page, a very sad woman who has been sucked into trans ideology. Because I know when you go home and you close that door behind you, bitch, the facade falls off and the regret settles in. But now I want to hear from you guys. Do you think that she's telling the truth when she says that she smiles so much more now that she's Eliot? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, love you guys. Peace.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe her that she smiles more or not, but she's just still a she. When someone tries so hard to convince you of anything about themselves, the opposite is often true. I don't know. Shit, if I'm on a murder trial or something, I didn't do it. I'm gonna be trying to hell, like hell to convince you. What happened to her that she has to work so hard to deny her womanness? That's a good question. The woke mind virus. She hates herself. Most of them do. What do you think? They mutilate their bodies to be their authentic selves. Yeah, I just don't think I just don't think it's funny or anything to be laughed at. I think it's kind of sad, you know? Um, I'm just seeing some of the latest stuff that's going on about him. Look, this is them in a boxing ring. I seen this clip going around, and look at her. Look at the size of this person. Look at the size of that person. That's like a 14-year-old boy, 15, 16 maybe. But that's like 14. Yeah, that's like a 14-year-old boy. You got to be kidding me. Yeah, he ain't got no shoulders to put nothing into that. You ain't knocking nobody out with that. Yeah, look how small this person is. Like, look at this. My computer. Come on now. What happened? Look at her standing next to guys. Do you see how small she is? I keep saying she. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's a she. I'm like, I can't. I keep seeing a she. Look at her. She comes up to like most of these guys' chests.
Eliot, you're looking so smart right now. You're very welcome. Don't forget one, Eliot. Thank you. Just enjoy today, yeah? Just enjoy.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
And I loved
I'm not
seeing Eliot Page from the first Faces. You
Nolan.
see, what was it like reuniting with him years after doing Inception together?
It was really fun. I mean, Eliot's just terrific.
Christopher Nolan on casting Eliot Page in the Odyssey. Yeah, this is the weirdest thing in the world to me.
And I loved seeing Eliot Page from the first Faces. You see, what was it like reuniting with him years after doing Inception together?
Hold on.
It was really fun.
Seeing Eliot Page from the first Faces.
Look at the side. Look. Like, she would not strike fear in the heart of any man, ever, anywhere.
You see, what was it like reuniting with him years after doing Inception together?
It was really fun. I mean, Eliot's just terrific, and I just thought this was such a great part for him. And I mean, we had such a great time years ago on Inception. It's nice to reunite with people.
And
Yeah, I'm not buying it. If Ellen Page would have played Achilles in Troy instead of feature length, it would have been a short. I've seen this meme. Have you guys seen this before? Yeah. AI is killing me these days. But yeah, I personally don't buy it. I'm not sure what it is, what's going on with all that. Um, it's definitely some sort of a mental something. but I don't think it's that funny, and I don't think it's like cool that Christopher Nolan is like kind of supporting that shit. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna see what the Odyssey ends up looking like and doing, but miscasting everybody, and I mean, it just sounds screwy, even if he's a good director. So I guess we're gonna have to wait and see how it turns out. But I'm not hopeful, and I mean, I'm not gonna. How you gonna get me to believe that a 5 foot little woman is a warrior? I don't know how you gonna get me to believe that. Oh no. Anyway, what do y'all think, fam? Leave me a comment. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, share with everybody. Let them know. Let them know that we banging over here. And yeah, and I will catch you on the next one. Late.